Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. So today I'm going to do something different. This is my stirred orbit because we're going to stir some shit up in my kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make the best granola ever. And why is it the best granola ever? It's because it's granola exactly the way you like it. So you put in the stuff that you like, not the stuff that I like or anybody else likes. It's a ratio recipe. So the ratio is super simple unless you lose count, which I often do. I have to come up with a way to not lose count. And you make your own granola. So here's the recipe. I'm going to still make it with you, but I'm going to tell you right off the bat, like a summary in a PowerPoint presentation, or like my old boss used to call it, the deck. The summary is, the ratio is 5-to-1. So that's all you got to remember. 5 parts dry, 1 part wet. So your wet is your oily stuff, and I use butter because butter, and your sweet stuff. So my wet is melted butter with maple syrup and honey. So I mix that. I'm gonna put it melted up on the stove, and then I'm gonna measure how much of that I have, and then I'm gonna do 5 times of that amount of dry stuff. Then you mix it up, and then you bake it at a low temperature. You go in there occasionally and give it a stir so that nothing burns and everything goldens uniformly. And then when you pull it out, then you add the dried fruit. And with the dried fruit, you can add as much or as little as you want. But the basis, the theme of the story is that it is granola with the stuff that you like in it. So it becomes your own special granola. And you have no idea how much people love it, because I like really good stuff in it. So mine tastes delicious. But make your own and impress people. And all you got to remember is 5-to-1. 5-to-1. So here we go. We're going to start. I still have this cold. Well, I don't have the cold. I just have the remnants of it. So I sound like shit. Pardon my language. But I'm generally okay, other than this sound. So off we go to the races. I'm going to start out by melting some butter. This is, what is it? A 1/4 cup. This is a 1/2 cup of butter. I'm gonna melt that bad boy up. And I've got some pure maple syrup, and I got some honey, and we'll let that do its magic. And I will actually grab a measuring cup just so that I have a sense of how much I'm putting in there. I have a feeling it's not going to be much more than a cup. And here, while this is melting, is all my dry stuff. So I'll show you what I got. I have unsweetened coconut, large chip. I like the large chip because and you get these bits of coconut in the granola that are really yummy. I have golden flax seeds. I have pumpkin seeds. I have slivered almonds. I have walnuts. I really like the cans, but they didn't have the cans today. Sorry, my nose is itchy. In Bulgaria, if your nose is itchy, you're going to have a fight. So I do this to prevent a fight. Yeah, I come with my own Bulgarian eccentricities. This is sesame seeds, sunflower seeds, and organic large oat flakes. I'm not a big fan of the oats in there. I usually like my granola to have no oats, just basically nuts and seeds and fruit. But we'll see how it goes today. That's the beautiful thing about this granola. It's always a see how it goes kind of affair. Butter is melting. So this is a fantastic granola, and I like to, after it's baked, like you can break it up immediately so that it doesn't have chunks, but I like to leave some big chunks in there because then they end up being like little snack bars without the fruit. But I'll show you what I have for fruit too. For the dry fruit, I have organic dried cranberries, dried pineapple, locally, especially for you, dried Bing cherries, and dried blueberries. Eh? Can you already taste it? How awesome this is gonna be. Yeah. Okay, the butter is almost melted. And you don't need to do it, like you don't need to like brown it or anything. I just want it melted so that it can get all over all the dry stuff. I also like to put in this true lemon, just a touch in the sweet, in the wet, just for a little bit of lemony zing to it, because this stuff is really good. I have true lime, which is amazing on avocado. So Hannah in the morning, who's a vegetarian, likes to have poached eggs and avocado toast. And the quickest, most unbelievable and tasty way to make avocado toast is you take the avocado, you cut it in half, take the pit out, put the lime version of this on top, some salt, and then you take a fork and you scrape the whole flesh of the avocado, take a teaspoon, whoop, pull it out and put it on the toast. And it is so tasty. Actually, once you get used to it, you taste avocado afterwards and it tastes really bland and boring. Okay, so my butter is completely boiled now, melted. This granola, when you're cooking it, when you're baking it, smells so good. Speaking of which, I'm gonna preheat the oven. I'm putting it on 325, just so you know. I'll throw in, and this is all by feel. Everything I do for cooking is all by feel. So you will never see any hard rules in my kitchen, just because that's not how I fly. So incorporate that maple syrup, throw in some honey. A little bit of lemon. Just the way I look today. I brought somebody in to take the attention away. I brought a guest to take the attention away from my hair and give you perspective on bad hair. So I'm just giving this a little stir to try and incorporate the honey and the butter together, just so the butter's not hanging out on top. A frother. This frother comes in so handy for so many things. When you're making like salad dressing and you want to mix the oil and the vinegar so that it's not layered. I actually have never used it for frothing milk. I use it for these little jobs. Okay, now I'm going to see if it fits into this single cup. I'm filming. That was my mom. So here we go. Oh yay! Look at that. It's exactly 1 cup, 250 mils. Just gonna take it off because I hate wasting, especially butter and honey and maple syrup. Okay. Perfect. So 1 cup. So we are going to, I'm going to keep that in here. And this is 4 cups. So I'm going to fill it up to 4 cups here. That's it. It feels like not a lot. And then 1 more extra cup of stuff. Remember, to your liking. I'm going to put in these small seeds in there because they will fill in the holes. And I like the texture of them once the granola is done. I like the way they pop between your teeth. My trickery. I'm sifting it so that it takes up as much space as possible. It's almond. Pumpkin. So that's 4 cups, a little bit more than 4 cups. But I haven't put in my sunflowers. No, I might add a little bit more maple syrup to this bad boy, just so I could put more dry stuff. And that's how you do it. I want more dry stuff. I want more sunflower seeds, and I have walnuts still. And I haven't even touched the flip oats. Might even have this ready before the oven even warms up. Remember the thing about no hard, fast rules? Welcome to my life. Go. So I have my dry here. Yum, 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 yum. I'm gonna incorporate the wet. If I find that it's too wet, I could always add more dry stuff just to make it right. Maybe it is a bit wet. What sort of yumminess do I want to add to this? So here it is. It's gonna smell so good once it starts baking. What do I want more of? A little more coconut. And I have enough of everything to make another batch easily. Okay, so I'll put it in the oven. I have a roasting pan here. I have this thing on the bottom just so that it actually helps when you want to stir it. Unlike cookie dough, you can actually clean your spoon off of this because it's all good stuff. I mean, the oats are going to be a little bit chewy on your teeth, but nothing can hurt you here. Oh, perfect timing! Try and get it as distributed as you can in the pan. I like to give it little holes on top too so that the heat kind of gets in between. I'm fighting to not suck on this. She's ready to go into the oven. Ready to go in the oven. The oven is ready for the granola. Now I'm going to put a timer on for 20 minutes. And I'll come back and see you in 20 minutes. But before I go, who's got the better hair? Me or Mike Miners? Oh, she's going on to the hot stove. Okay, I'll see you in 20 minutes. Oh, 20 minutes. I'll come and I'll mix it with you. All right, peace out, y'all. It's been 20 minutes. I'm gonna check it out. And have you hang out with me while I give it a little stir. And then we'll put it back in. And each subsequent time it goes in, I changed the clock to a little bit less. Okay, so you can, I don't know if you can see, hopefully you can see. I'll try and edit it so the camera goes down there. But yeah, it's got a little bit of goldening on top. And it's all soft because it's all melting together. Oh my God, you should smell it. And I have a hard time smelling because of this cold remnant. But it's beautiful and soggy with butter and sweet stuff. So basically what I do is I take anything that looks like it's a little bit browned and I stir it into the middle and expose new stuff to get browned. So now I'll put it in there for 15 minutes. I'm licking this one. Timer 15, and I'll see you in 15 minutes. 15 minutes later. Woo! It's a beaut, and you know, like I said to you, I was gonna lick that spoon. I licked it, but I washed it, just so you know. But because there's no hard, fast rules in my kitchen, other than the rule of no hard, fast rules, every time you do something like this, it comes out different. And I don't know if you saw how much lemon I ended up putting into the butter and honey mixture, but it's so good. It's so lemony and light and fresh. Yeah, I wish you could taste it. So I'm giving it another stir. It was beautiful and golden brown on top. And now once again it is not. And we'll put it in for another, just making sure there's nothing on the bottom that's picking up extra color. Yeah, so when you're stirring it, look around, make sure that you get the bottom and the top, because sometimes the bottom will get a little toasty. Basically what you want to do is just keep stirring it every 15 minutes. As it gets further into the process, I start to decrease the time, so like every 10 minutes. And right now I have it on 325. And we stirred it after 20 minutes, and now it's been an extra 15 minutes, and gave it a stir. Gonna put it in, I think this time I'm gonna put it in for 10 minutes. So put it in, and then I'll see you again in 10 minutes. Me and Mike Myers. I'll see you soon. Ciao. 10 minutes since the last time. Isn't it beautiful? I didn't lick it last time. I'm your goofy friend from Jasper. Talks to myself. I'm actually talking to you guys, but it's just a good way to get to talk to yourself without feeling like a crazy person. Okay, now it's getting a little bit more brown throughout. I think maybe a couple more tries. I'll put it in for another 10 minutes. And I'll either see you after the next one, or else I'll skip one and see you when it's ready to put in the dry fruit, or the dry fruit. It smells so good in here. Okay, see you in a bit. I feel like this is the last one. Nice pull, yeah. Is that not beautiful? I'm turning it off because that's it. I'm gonna give it a little stir. It's a gorgeous golden color. And even though some lighter stuff is coming in from the middle, there's enough gold in it to make it just the way I like it. So I will throw all the dry fruit on here. And then let it cool off. Normally I'd let it cool off first, but I don't think it's going to make a big difference on the fruit, and I gotta go pick up the dog. I want to finish this video off, and I don't think it's going to make a difference. If I throw the fruit on here now, I won't really stir it in too much, but you'll get the idea. I'm actually not going to put in the pineapple whole. There's some cranberries. A little bit of spreading out. Dried blueberries. You see why my granola kicks ass? It rocks the Casbah. It's revolutionary. And these are dried Bing cherries. So I have organic cranberries, blueberries, Bing cherries. And what I'm going to do with these guys, I'm going to give a little bit of a slice and dice and throw it in there, since I like pineapple. Kiara, you can have a big bag of this. I know you told me you loved it last time I gave you some, and of course this one's going to be different because they're never the same twice, ever. That's what makes it awesome, is that you never know what you're going to get, but it's always going to be good. The ingredients you put in make it. And I only put good stuff. There. Smaller chunks of pineapple. keep these for snacks for later. And thanks for joining me for my first official stirred orbit, stirring it up in my kitchen. And I don't like people who hoard recipes. I'm a sharer. So I will share all my favorite recipes with you. So stuff that people always love. And pretty much all my stuff is pretty easy to make. I know my sister says, oh no, it's not, but it actually is. It's usually very few ingredients, very few steps, very little to memorize, and it always turns out such that people are digging it. All right, thanks. Talk to you next time. Bye.